Hello, and welcome to Reading Reddit. Today's story comes from r/relationship advice. This story was posted by user throwRA relationship. Boyfriend, 24 male, farts on me, pretends to die constantly, acts like a child in many ways, and I, 24 female, don't know what to do about it. I don't really know exactly where to start. My boyfriend and I have been together for several years, and I love him more than anything in the world. We've literally talked about getting married in the next year and have lived together for over a year now. He's my best friend, my main support system, and truly means everything to me. However, there are things about our relationship I can't seem to be okay with and come to terms with, no matter how hard I try. I am truly looking for advice on how to better handle and resolve these issues because I've always tried communicating how I feel about all these things to him and he doesn't seem to be listening. It just keeps happening over and over again. I have been achieving a lot of success lately with my work and have also increased my income significantly. My boyfriend has always been verbally supportive and has always been a shoulder to cry on and someone to vent to, yet with these behavioral patterns within our relationship, I constantly am feeling so disrespected. Although I truly don't believe it's his intention to disrespect me, since he supports me in so many real ways. I just can't make any sense of it. Here are the main things I'm trying to work through. This first one might seem silly, but my boyfriend farts on me constantly, as in several times a day. He always says boyfriends are supposed to tease their girlfriends, and I get that, but it's so disrespecting to me when it happens frequently, even after I tell him to stop. I don't just mean farting around me. I literally mean he will pull me close and fart on me. He doesn't brush his teeth. He said that this is because he has really bad teeth and he needs to get them fixed, and until he fixes them, brushing just hurts too bad. This may be TMI, but I'm someone who mostly gets turned on by kissing, and I've told him this several times. Obviously, when he doesn't brush his teeth, passionate kissing is out of the question. Although I will be pathetically honest and say that I've actually begged him to kiss me, even with bad breath and all, just because I'm desperate for this type of intimate affection. But he won't. He just gives me a peck here and there at most. He only showers about 2 to 3 times per week. I'm someone who showers daily, and he gets really sweaty at work, so I really wish he would shower daily as well. Again, this is something I've mentioned before, but it upsets him because he thinks I'm being rude or mean about it. I don't want to hurt his feelings, but he does just really start to smell. This leads me to our sex life. Between his lack of hygiene and him not wanting to kiss me, which is my favorite kind of foreplay, our sex life has dwindled to pretty much nothing. Once per week maximum. And when it does happen, I found myself almost wanting to cry because his hygiene is so bad that when I'm down there, you know what I mean, it's pretty gross and degrading, but I don't want to tell him. I rarely get off with him and end up taking care of it myself later when I'm alone, which then I feel guilty for. He doesn't do any cooking or cleaning. The cooking thing doesn't really bother me since we both eat very differently. I'm plant-based and he's not, so we pretty much cook for ourselves. However, ever since I moved in, he hasn't once touched the dishes or done the laundry or any kind of cleaning. This was fine for me in the beginning since I was earning far less money, and I kind of saw it as a trade-off since he was working a more stressful job, but now that I'm actually earning more than him, it's beginning to be a lot to handle everything on my own. Again, I've expressed this to him, but nothing has changed. This one is super weird, but several times a day he will pretend to die. I think this is some weird form of teasing. I'm naturally an anxious person, so it makes me really nervous when he pretends to stop breathing, and I start getting really freaked out. It's like he needs that kind of reaction out of me. Lately, I've been trying to just not react, but then he pouts and he gets upset and says things like, "What if I had actually been dying?" And then I feel guilty because he thinks I don't care about him. He doesn't seem interested in helping me move forward with the plans we have for our life. We have a cat, and he was refusing to take him to the vet for months because of money. Once I started becoming more successful and making my own money, I set up the vet appointment myself. I've been making plans to clean out and furnish our apartment since it's mostly bare, but 95% of the time, if I ask for his help with something, he's too busy or tired. Like, for example, last weekend I wanted help taking the boxes of things to a storage unit, which I'm paying for, to make room for furnishing our apartment. I don't have a car. I work entirely from home, and I'm across the country from my family, so I rely on him for transportation. He wouldn't do it. I know this seems like nothing, but it's just one illustration of how I feel I am constantly pushing to get things done. Part of why the last reason bothers me so much is because sometimes I feel like he has time to help others with things like this, but not me. For example, he hangs out with one of his guy friends from work to play video games nearly every day. Whenever this guy friend needs him to drive him to the grocery store or to the pet store, or if he wants to get food, he's always willing to take him. He also has driven to help his sister, who's going through a recent breakup, several times with things that she needed done. I don't mean to sound resentful or envious, I just wish that he would jump to offer me the same assistance that he does for others. Is that selfish? I'm sorry for such a long-winded post. I'm just really trying to work through a lot here and I have no idea what to do. I feel like I'm overreacting because these are all relatively small things and I'm just focusing on the negative. I feel as though I owe him because for the last 6 months, he fully supported me financially to build the business of my dreams, which is now succeeding in a huge way. I have always wanted to share in this kind of success with him, but I also feel let down in so many emotional ways that are unrelated to money. So what do you guys think about this story? I was honestly horrified at what I was reading. I know that no one is perfect, but not only does OP's boyfriend not respect her emotionally, he doesn't respect her physically either. I mean, come on, he isn't even gonna shower for OP before intimacy? Not to mention the fact that she relies solely on him if she ever wants to leave the house. The barren house with hardly any furniture in it. That is across the country from her family. It's like a prison, honestly. Am I being too harsh here? Let me know what you think in the comments below while I get some more clarity from OP within the comment section of her post. My Green Beans said, "Hey, honestly, I'm gonna read the rest of your post, but I got to number 6 and need to let you know now. If you get married to this person, you will get divorced. This isn't an, oh, he doesn't know it's disrespectful situation. You have put up your boundaries and he's stomped on them repeatedly. I understand that you love him and you can't picture your life without him. I do. Love will not be enough. This blatant disrespect and disregard for you will lead to divorce. If you truly believe that you two have what it takes to stay together forever, therapy. Like now. I'm not kidding. I'm sorry if this sounds harsh. I've just had disrespect thrown my way from someone I've loved, and now I wouldn't pee on that person if they were on fire. It breeds resentment, and it doesn't get better without a serious internal wake-up call." OP responded to this comment by saying, "Reading this is exactly what I needed to hear. It didn't sound harsh to me. It plainly sounded honest and authentic. I can't thank you enough for taking the time to read all of that in my post. I keep telling myself that these things are insignificant because they're mostly jokes, but I feel so disrespected from them that they throw off my entire day. And no matter what I say to him, nothing seems to change. It started to affect my mental state and my ability to be productive in my business, because it damages my self-worth and sense of confidence to be perpetually disrespected this way. The problem is, I only say glowing things about him to my parents and siblings and literally everyone in my life. I've thought about just booking a plane ticket in the middle of the night and leaving, flying back near my family and staying in an Airbnb or something until I figure out what I'm going to do next. I know it sounds crazy, but I also know that if I told him about my plans to possibly take a break from living together, he wouldn't let me leave. I've talked about this plan with my sister, and she strongly advised me against it, but again, no one knows the extent of all this within my relationship. I don't want to act irrationally either. I just don't know what to do. I keep putting the responsibility on myself, thinking if I love him better, or heal myself, or get stronger, that he will change too. 5 Leapy commented saying, "Okay, maybe I'm reading this wrong, but I just saw some big red flags. What do you mean by him not letting you leave? And why did your sister strongly object to you leaving?" OP responded, "In the past, he's gotten angry when I brought up potentially taking some time apart. Once, I even started packing my things, and he started taking them and throwing them out of my suitcase and onto the floor. I don't mean that he would physically harm me, but that he would do everything in his power otherwise to make it impossible to leave." As far as my sister, she's a few years younger, 21. And honestly, I feel like she thinks I'm just overreacting to these things. I also do feel as though I'm overreacting at times, so maybe it's my fault for presenting it that way. She also just doesn't seem very interested in listening when I share this kind of stuff, which is understandable because she has her own life going on. I just truly feel like I have no one at times. Wow, this situation sounds worse than I originally thought. It sounds like she's in a legitimately abusive relationship. I hope OP decides to book that plane ticket she was thinking about and leaves while her boyfriend is at work. Truly, it doesn't matter if people in your life think you're overreacting or if it appears that you left a relationship that was the best relationship in the world. If you are being mistreated, or even if you're just deeply unhappy, it's okay to leave. Do what you have to do to live a good and healthy life. Hey, thanks for watching. In case you haven't noticed, I'm new here. I would love it if you could subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notified when I upload another video. I'm still trying to figure out what kind of Reddit content I want to upload, so any suggestions are very welcome. I hope to see you again next time. Bye!